Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome over to the channel over here, and my name is Ayan. Welcome to Let's Just Go, and let's talk about Mars today. The planet right after Earth. The small, faint red spot in the sky. It's not a spot in the sky though, but that is Mars, okay? So Mars is a fascinating world. That's why I'm going to talk about it a lot today. There's a part 2 of the video coming out. Make sure to check it out. Drop a like on this video. And so let's just dive into this video, man. Okay, so Mars is basically 3/5 the size of Earth, which makes it around 60% the size of our own planet. So Mars basically has been there in our human history for a long time, and we just started looking up at it, and it was just amazing for us to look at it. And this is how Mars, and now we understand it the way it is. So, and then we were so curious, we sent rovers to the surface of Mars to just see what's going on here. And now it's a bit more clearer picture to us why Mars is special from the other planets and why I'm going to talk about it today. So, Mars is named after this gentle giant. He is the Roman god of war called Mars. Mars is Roman god of Mars refers to the god of war in Greek. So this guy is what I found on the internet. So we were not very clear with the understanding of Mars. So before 1976, or just before that, we thought there were aliens on Mars, or at least microbes on Mars. So NASA decided to launch the Viking 1 and 2 probes, which arrived on Mars on the 20th of July 1976. So they were the first probes in history of humanity to land on Mars, and they were recording in black and white. And when they landed, they're like, "Where are the aliens, bro? Don't run away!" Okay? But there were eventually no aliens here. So these Viking 1 and 2 were there for some time before they died off, I guess. Yes, they're pretty old. Since then, Mars has been a hotspot for lots of rovers. All the ones highlighted in yellow over here are rovers. You can see Phoenix, Viking 1, Viking 2, Pathfinder, Opportunity, and Spirit. Curiosity has joined them, but because this is an old one, Curiosity is not here. So Curiosity landed in Gale Crater, the one right over here, Gale Crater over there. And Curiosity is the latest one, and there's one more, the Mars 2020 rover, which is going to be reaching Mars in 2020. So we have 2 more years to go for that. So why do we study Mars more excessively, and why is it such a hot spot for all these probes and all this money invested with NASA, you may ask me? So you'll be like, why on earth are you showing me this photo of some planet with water in it? Because this is Mars 4 billion years ago, or at least presumably was Mars. So Mars might have had an ocean which was bigger than the Pacific. So we have proof of that because when you see the surface of Mars, it's not like a dry desert land. It is a dry desert land, but it's like a dry riverbed, okay? So water was once flowing through Mars. And why did the water disappear, and why aren't there friendly humans or aliens or ET, extraterrestrial beings there, you may ask? Well, the water somehow disappeared. There are 2 theories for this. So one theory is an asteroid just crashed into Mars and just took away the atmosphere, because the atmosphere plays a very important role in keeping water and life itself, because sometimes the sun has to burp. I'm not joking. And then when it burps, it takes out very harmful rays, and those rays might just affect a planet, and maybe it's bad for living beings and all that. It's not good for living beings. So the atmosphere protects you from that. So a big, huge comet, when the solar system was still young and was not that stable, having comets was a like common thing, and big ones too, because Mars is located near the asteroid belt covered up in the first video. Go check that one out if you don't know what the asteroid belt is. It's a region of small objects, but that time they may be a bit bigger, so that must have crashed, and all the water there, because of the atmosphere being lost, must have been evaporated and couldn't reform, but it's still in the form of ice. The second theory, I don't have any pictures to show you. I'm sorry guys, because that is only to explain from me. So you guys have to be careful and listen to me on this. Mars has 2 moons, namely Phobos and Deimos. Deimos, if I don't pronounce that correctly, I'm sorry. So these 2 moons together are smaller than the moon, at least the mass. So Earth's moon is big and strong, and it has enough gravity to pull Earth in a stable way. So that's why Earth's North Pole doesn't become the west in a few years or a few thousand years. But these 2 moons of Mars are small and don't have that much gravity. So when they don't have that amount of power to keep Mars in that same position. So the North Pole of Mars in a few thousand years or whatever time period, in a million years, would become the West Pole. So if I have beings living in the North Pole where it's really cold and with thick coats, immediately in a few million years when they're properly developed and settling into the new environment, if that becomes the West Pole and there's intense heat, they will die off. They will readapt, of course, but in that period of time, the atmosphere and the location of their existence would have changed. So that is the second theory, guys. And moving on, why do we still study Mars? Because scientists saw this thing. Da 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 da. Okay, guys, scientists saw this thing. Okay, I'm really sorry for what happened there, but this is a face on Mars. It's not a human peeking out of the soil. Can I see something? Okay, no, it's a mountain. Okay, so that was obviously a joke. This thing you see here is a volcano. It's called Olympus Mons, and this is the highest and longest mountain in the entire solar system, guys. And to tell you how big Olympic Mons is, just check it out. Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on the planet Earth, is not even twice the size of Olympus Mons. So you guys can check it out, guys. So that is all what I have to say about Mars. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a lot. So here's subscribe to the channel, dude, because so you guys can be updated about whatever I make again. Subscribe, it just takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can take the time, but I just do that fast. Subscribe to this channel, and thank you so much for watching. I forgot to take the battery and all the big bars out of that, but never mind that. Bye guys.